नमस्ते बिटिया, हमेशा खुश रहो। आई एम JVN Dr. Suman Shekhawat, Assistant Professor in Kai Chikitsa Department, Faculty of Ayurvedic Sciences, Jyoti Vidyapith Women's University, Jaipur. Today we will discuss on examination of cardiovascular system. In the series of examination of cardiovascular system, today we will talk about cardiac catheterization. Catheter introduced into an artery or vein may be directed into the left or right side of the heart. Respectively, arterial access is gained percutaneously from the femoral or radial artery or by surgical cut down to the brachial artery. Venous access is usually from the femoral vein and originally developed for diagnostic purposes. Catheter technique have now found widespread application in the interventional management of cardiovascular disease. Cardiac angiography. Coronary angiography uses relatively small volumes of contrast 5 to 8 ml injected manually, but other angiographic procedures requires larger amount up to 40 ml. Introduced by power injections, digital subtraction technique permit a reduction in contrast volume, but at present have only a limited role in cardiovascular angiographic diagnosis. Aortic root angiography. Injections of contrast into the aortic root demonstrate the vascular anatomy in suspected aneurysm of dissection and also permit evaluation of aortic valve function. The normal aortic valve prevent diastolic backflow of contrast, but in aortic regurgitation, variable ossification of the left ventricle occurs. Left ventricular angiography. Contrast injection into the left ventricle defines ventricular anatomy and wall motion and also permits evaluation of mitral valve function. Coronary angiography. Coronary angiography is the most reliable technique for diagnostic imaging of coronary arteries and assessment of lesion severity. The technique requires selective injections of contrast into the left and right coronary artery to ossify the lumen, and multiple views in different projection are necessary for a complete study. Intraluminal filling defects or occlusion indicate coronary artery disease, which is nearly always caused by atherosclerosis in stable patient. Indication of S for coronary angiography. ST elevation, myocardial infarction, high risk non-ST elevation, acute coronary syndromes, severe angina unresponsive to medical treatment, angina or a positive exercise test following myocardial infarction. Cardiac arrhythmias when there is clinical suspension of underlying coronary artery disease. Intravascular ultrasound. Intravascular ultrasound has a clinical role in quantifying the severity of intermediate stenosis identified on coronary angiography, optimizing stent deployment, assessing instant restenosis and stent thrombosis, and in clarifying the causes of equivocal angiographic appearance due to possible thrombus, dissection, calcium or plaque. Pulmonary angiography. Injection of contrast medium into the main pulmonary artery opacity the arterial branches throughout both lung field. The normal flow distribution is homogeneous. Vascular occlusion with regional perfusion defect usually indicate pulmonary thromboembolism. particularly when intraluminal filling defects are present, but may occur in advanced emphysema. The high diagnostic accuracy of CT pulmonary angiography means that invasive pulmonary angiography is now rarely performed. Intracardiac pressure measurement. Hemodynamic evaluation of valvular stenosis, hemodynamic evaluation of intracardiac shunt, hemodynamic evaluation of constriction and tamponades, measurement of cardiac output. Pathology laboratory support. Hematology laboratory. Anemia, exacerbated angina by adversely affecting the myocardial oxygen supply demand relationship, and also exacerbate heart failure by increasing the cardiac work necessary to meet the oxygen demand of metabolizing tissue. Biochemistry laboratories. Cardiac enzyme and other marker of myocardial injury. Following myocardial infarction, enzyme and structural protein release into the circulation by necrosing myocytes, providing biochemical marker of injury in the UK. Until recently, creatinine kinase was the most widely used marker, the MB isoenzyme being the most specific for myocardial injury. However, never serum marker of myocardial injuries, particularly the highly specific troponin T and I. Next is renal function. Renal function should always be measured in the cardiac patient. Renal dysfunction is a major cause and consequence of hypertension, whereas in heart failure, progressive deterioration of renal function is almost inevitable as perfusion of the kidney becomes threatened. Renal function may also deteriorate in the enzyme to treatment with diuretics and angiotensin converting enzyme ACE inhibitor, and careful monitoring is essential as these drugs are introduced. Electrolyte. Patients with hypokalemia are at risk of lethal cardiac arrhythmias. While hypokalemia may cause bradyarrhythmias and heart block, patients presenting with acute coronary syndrome commonly have hypokalemia due to the effect of sympathoadrenal activation on membrane-bound sodium-potassium ATPase, and this may require correlation. This may require correction. Next is glucose and lipids. Blood glucose and lipid profile. Triglyceride, total cholesterol and high density lipoprotein HDL and LDL should be measured in all patients with suspected vascular disease. In high risk individuals, particularly those with diabetes, and in all patients with established coronary artery disease. Statin therapy is essential regardless of the baseline lipid profile and reduce the cardiovascular event rate by about 25%. Statin lowered LDL, bad, and cholesterol, but if HDL cholesterol is low, treatment with nicotinic acid or fibrates should be added. Next is bacteriology laboratory, blood culture. In suspected infective endocarditis, treatment must not be delayed beyond the time necessary to obtain 3 to 4 blood sample for culture. Aerobic, anaerobic and fungal culture should be performed. Occasionally, bone marrow culture are helpful for detection of candida and brucella endocarditis. Coxiella chlamydia can never be cultured from the blood and must be diagnosed by serological test. Serology. If a recent streptococcal throat infection can be confirmed by demonstrating an elevated serum anti-streptolysin O titer. Jones criteria may be used for the diagnosis of rheumatic fever. The presence of two major criteria or one major and two minor criteria indicate a high probability of rheumatic fever. In suspected viral pericarditis or myocarditis, the etiological diagnosis depends on the demonstration of elevated viral antibodies titers in acute serum sample which decline during convalescence. Virus may sometimes be cultured from throat swab and stool. Thank you. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapit Women's University Jaipur. I hope you all are satisfied with this session. If you feel any kind of problem with this session, please mention it in comment box. I will resolve it soon. Thank you.